came to office promising a renewed hope agenda, telling Nigerians that the pain would be temporary, like that of a childbirth, and that joy would follow. But 2 years in, the cries have grown perhaps louder, and many now wonder, when will the joy come? Inflation surged, food inflation went to an all-time height, transport costs were tripled, and the average Nigerian now spends more of their income just to eat, as if they are lucky.
As regards President Tinubu, I think President Tinubu, sir, with due respect, it's quite insensitive for you to say that if you don't like the projects, go to Idumota. It's not fair.
Seun Akibaroye of Channel TV be come outside to beg President Tinubu we no forget all the old promise we promise Nigeria. Because the time when they do campaign, all the old church or church when we do, we never see the working. This guy really, I don't know what to make him fall back, but I love everything we talk because now the truth. It reminds Tinubu all the old church or church when talk, we never see the working. Then after Seun talk, then Rufia Oseni of Arise TV to come meet President Tinubu, to beg him say, all what we want now accountability. The project when they do, when they let Nigeria know how they do them, the in and the outs. Nobody say the one way you talk say anybody we know they we no believe or we no support it, they do with the person go do matter. But man no talk much. Man play the video because to me, these two guys say nothing but the truth. Because it's high time we come out. If everybody they sit down for the eye, they keep quiet. These people go milk or finish. Because they don't already make or finish. But we'll see if it bounce back if we fight right now. But when I listen to what these two guys need to talk.
And it's going to be majorly to Mr. President, President Bola Tinubu. 2 years are gone. Half of your constitutional mandate spent navigating the stormy waters of reform, resistance, and rising hardship. You came to office promising a renewed hope agenda, telling Nigerians that the pain would be temporary, like that of a childbirth, and that joy would follow. But 2 years in, the cries have grown perhaps louder, and many now wonder, when will the joy come? Inflation surged, food inflation went to an all-time height, transport costs were tripled, and the average Nigerian now spends more of their income just to eat, as if they are lucky. Petrol is hovering over 700 naira per litre, and electricity tariffs have risen even as supply is still very erratic. And yet, the Nigerian people, resilient, loyal, enduring, have held on. But holding on cannot be the national plan. You promised to lift millions out of poverty, create thousands of digital jobs in 24 months, and double power generation. These were not poetic aspirations. They were campaign commitments. Mr. President, time is not on your side. You have just 12 months before the political season begins to whisper again. If ever there was a time to show the fruits of sacrifice, it is now. You are the president of both your lovers and your loudest critics, the hopefuls who sang your name at the polls and the skeptics who prayed you will fail. But leadership demands maturity of mind and empathy of heart. You now preside over a fractured but hopeful nation. Good people, bad politics, and an ugly economy. Nigeria today is at a historic inflection point. Mismanage these opportunities, sir, and we risk descending into a cycle of unrest, disillusionment, and regret. But if you rise, Mr. President, to the moment, and you could become a defining leader, one whose name is etched in gold as a man who brought Nigeria back from the brink, you must ignore sycophants who clap in darkness while citizens cry in daylight. Mr. President, please urgently surround yourself with thinkers, doers, and patriots, not just loyalists. Every day must count. Every decision must deliver value. Because when a nation suffers this deeply, there is no luxury of time or ego. No more excuses. President Bola Tinubu, we in the media, we will do our own part. We will question, probe, inform, and hold you accountable, not out of hostility, but out of duty. The opposition must also rise, not just to criticize, but to push this country forward. Civil society organization must now organize, awaken consciences, and be the voice of the voiceless. And our people must now stop being docile. We need to raise a mass of active citizens who are willing to fight for their nation and also work hard for its good. Citizens, your voice counts. Don't lose it. And for those of us who believe and who are people of faith, we will pray as scripture commands us for the peace of the land and the success of its leaders. Because President Bola Tinubu, your success is Nigeria's success, and your failure will be our shared tragedy. Nigerians will rally behind you if they see sincerity, action, and result. But never forget, fury awaits any leader who mocks the pain of the poor. Sir, history is watching. Posterity is watching, and 200 million Nigerians are watching. Let this second half of your presidency be a turning point. Make us proud, President Bola Tinubu. Make Nigeria great. And that has to start now.
I love you. I love you so much. And I love you with the love of God. But you see, the creed I have signed when I started this job over 20 years ago is to amplify voices of people that will never be amplified. I will do it in ways that will not please everybody. And I'm not here to say I'm perfect. But one thing you cannot fault me for is the fact that I do not amplify the voices of the people that need to be amplified. You said here on this platform yourself that they decided to give the contract to one particular company. And we made a case for due process. I've heard people argue in the past that, oh, all the words done in the past, you know, were done by one just company, they just allocated to them. But I've also had an experience, and I sit with a lot of elders, people like the likes of Alhaji Femi Okuno. I remember when we're talking about this Apapa port situation and a place for them to stay. And Alhaji Okuno, then Commissioner for Works, was showing me the documents. He did show me the bid put forward by many companies for that project. So Nigeria has actually had a time in the past where bids are made for projects. And all I want is, despite the fact that I love you so much, and I'm sure the feeling too is the same, accountability. You talked about the cost for the project, but I know that there's also something called variation cost, the cost you meet after you start the project, which are circumstances you might not plan for. All I'm just saying is, bring out all the cost. Do a spreadsheet, do a bullet point, bring back all the cost. Iterate the cost per kilometer. React to the videos of the people that said the road is not up to 30 kilometers. Put it in this day newspaper for all Nigerians to see. It's just the public accountability we want. We've got nothing.
Yeah.
Once again, Mr. David Umahi, I love you with the love of God. As regards President Tinubu, I think President Tinubu, sir, with due respect, it's quite insensitive for you to say that if you don't like the projects, go to Idumota. It's not fair. Dear President Tinubu, we appreciate your good works. We know you're trying. But you see, there are going to be criticisms. People will criticize you. It's for you to be able to reassure the critics every time. Not by dismissing them. They will be like a pest to you sometimes, like you feel that they are being now. But it's for you to be able to reassure them. And President Tinubu, we still have to put it at your doorstep. We don't know the cost, but whatever the cost might be, it might be hard for a lot of people to pay that money. So please, see what we can do so that people can also enjoy the road when it's completed. That's just all. But don't tell them to go to Idumota. Some of them, their work is here and they live in Ajah. There are millions of people that live on that stretch. Not everybody will live in Idumota. Your Excellency, sir, I love you so much, my dear President. Jagaban.
Jagaban! I love when he said Jagaban. Well, all right.